All right, so today we're really diving into the world of AI. But
Yeah.
we're not talking about, those like sci-fi robots. We're
Right.
talking about AI that's like already here, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Companies are using it like right now to change how they work.
exactly. And actually using it.
It's interesting because we're looking at this Google Cloud blog post,
Hmm.
and it's not just potential anymore, right? It highlights nearly 50 customer stories.
Wow.
Real companies seeing real results with Gemini.
50.
Yeah.
That's wild. So we're talking Google's Gemini specifically today.
Yeah.
50. That's not just like a tech demo.
Right.
That's a movement.
It is.
Like companies are just quietly like transforming everything
Yeah.
with AI in the background.
Totally.
So where do we even start with this? Well, I mean, the impact is probably a good place to start.
Okay.
Google's own data shows that workspace users are saving an average of 105 minutes per week,
Oh, wow.
thanks to Gemini.
Okay.
Almost 2 hours per person
2 hours.
just from using this.
Okay, so saving time, that's awesome.
Yes.
But I'm curious about the quality.
Yeah.
Is it just doing things faster?
Right.
Or is it actually like making things better?
It's both.
Okay.
And that's what's so remarkable about it.
Okay.
The blog post really emphasizes that Gemini isn't simply about automating tasks. It's about enhancing quality,
Oh.
generating new insights, and even like pioneering new ways of working.
Okay.
For example, they talk about this world's smartest billboard
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
developed by PODS with this agency, Tom Bras.
I remember that. They used Gemini to make a billboard that like changes
Yes.
for every neighborhood in New York.
Incredible. Right.
That's like straight out of Minority Report.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
So it's a fantastic illustration of what we call like hyper-local targeting.
Okay.
Essentially, Gemini processes these real-time data streams, in this case, the billboard's location and like demographic info for the surrounding area.
So it knows like who's walking by.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it tailors the advertisement for maximum impact.
So instead of just seeing like a general billboard,
Yeah.
it's showing me something specific to me
Exactly.
based on like where I am at that moment.
Precisely.
That's kind of creepy.
It is a little bit.
Really cool.
It is very cool.
Very cool.
Highlights the potential for like personalization
Yeah.
and dynamic content delivery.
Yeah, yeah. This is only the beginning.
Exactly.
It could get even more personalized.
Right.
But it's not just marketing.
Right.
They were talking about how Thomson Reuters
Yes.
is using Gemini Pro to go through like all these legal documents.
Huge amounts of data.
And it's making their work like 10 times faster.
5 times faster.
So 10 times.
I know.
I get excited when my toast is done a minute early.
Right.
And we're talking about these complicated legal documents.
It's a game changer.
Yeah, it is.
And speaking of game changers,
yeah.
they also talk about neuropace,
Okay.
using Gemini to look at brainwave patterns
What?
and create personalized treatments for epilepsy.
That's wild.
It's incredible,
So
right?
you're not just talking about,
Yeah.
chatbots.
It-
This is like actually improving people's health.
It's a really powerful example of how AI can be applied in healthcare
Yeah.
to get better outcomes for patients.
Okay, so like beyond just,
Yeah.
this is better than just a chatbot.
Absolutely.
This is like next level stuff.
And the blog post goes on to highlight a whole range of applications.
Okay.
Did you see the one about Formula E?
No.
They're using Gemini to condense their races.
Okay.
So 2-hour races.
Mm-hmm.
They're making it into 2-minute podcasts
Wait,
in multiple languages.
so I can get like a 2-minute
yeah,
Formula E race recap
exactly.
in any language.
In any language.
Sign me up.
Right.
That's amazing.
It's really cool.
It's so specific.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it is.
It's like they can use it for these broad things, like helping with legal documents.
Yeah.
But then also this very niche thing,
Right.
like Formula E race recaps.
And it speaks to this broader approach that Google's taking with Gemini.
Okay.
This idea of an open platform.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
What exactly does open platform even mean? Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Okay.
What exactly does open platform even mean?
So open platform basically means that Google is all about giving users choices,
Oh, okay.
flexibility
Yeah.
when it comes to Gemini.
Okay.
They're not like trying to lock you in
Gotcha.
to like a specific ecosystem or anything.
So it's not like Apple where you have to be all in.
It's not a walled garden.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
Yeah.
They want to provide these building blocks
Okay.
that companies can take and customize.
So I can sort of like build my own AI solution.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Wow.
You take these blocks
Yeah.
and you build what you need.
Okay.
And it's designed to work with what you're already using.
Okay.
So whether that's other Google stuff,
If I'm using Google Drive or whatever.
exactly, or if it's something else entirely,
Third party even.
exactly.
Okay.
It's very flexible.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because some companies might be a little hesitant
Of course.
to go all in on one thing,
Yeah.
especially if they're already using something else.
And this way they can kind of like dip their toes in,
Okay.
see what Gemini can do
Yeah.
without having to overhaul their whole system.
That's a good point.
And this whole open platform idea
Yeah.
really encourages collaboration too.
So it's not just Google doing its own thing.
Right. It's about partnerships.
Okay.
The whole AI ecosystem.
Gotcha.
In fact, the post mentions that over 45% of Accenture and Deloitte's Google Cloud projects
Okay.
have already moved from like concepts to production.
So they're not just talking about it.
No, they're actually doing it.
They're actually using it.
Yeah, real world applications,
Okay.
which is exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just theory anymore.
Okay.
It's actually happening.
So before we get too far, I do want to rewind a little bit.
Okay.
For those of us who don't,
Yeah,
work with AI every day,
of course.
what does generative AI even mean?
Right, because we throw that term around.
Yeah,
Like everybody knows what it is.
exactly.
But at its core,
Yeah.
generative AI is basically a type of AI that can create new content.
Okay.
So that could be text, images, audio.
So it's not just like analyzing stuff.
It's not just processing information that's already there.
It's actually making new stuff.
It's generating something totally new,
Okay.
which is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so different,
So instead of just like telling me the capital of France,
right?
it could write me a poem about it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Or compose a song,
Okay.
or even create a painting.
That's wild.
The possibilities are really pretty mind-blowing.
Okay.
It's about going beyond just the information that's already out there.
And like actually making something new and original.
Exactly. It's about creativity.
Wow. Okay.
It's about pushing boundaries.
It's a little intimidating when you think about it.
I know, right?
Like, it's really cool,
It is cool.
but also a little like, whoa. It's a lot to take in for sure.
All this talk about like generative AI agents, platforms.
It's a lot of jargon.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
What does this actually mean for like
Right.
the average person listening?
Yeah.
Like, what's the takeaway here?
You're right. It's easy to get lost in all the technical terms.
Yeah.
But I think the main takeaway here is the impact.
Okay.
Like the real tangible results.
So it's not just theoretical anymore.
No, it's about real businesses seeing real benefits.
Okay.
And that's what the blog post really drives home.
Can you give me some like concrete examples of those benefits?
Yeah, for sure.
Can you give me some like concrete examples of those benefits?
Yeah, totally. So we're talking things like increased efficiency,
Okay.
saving money, of course,
Yeah.
and even making customers happier.
Well, remember Thomson Reuters? Making that document process 10 times faster.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a perfect example.
Okay.
Increased efficiency equals real business value.
That's incredible.
It is.
It's like we're living in the future.
Right.
Like, I remember seeing those old
The
videos.
future of technology.
Yeah, and thinking like, oh, that'll never happen.
Right.
Video calls, self-driving cars.
And now it's normal.
It's totally normal now.
It
Makes you wonder what else is going to be normal in a few years because of this stuff.
What will we take for granted?
Yeah, exactly.
That seems impossible now.
Okay, so the pace of this is like really exciting.
It is incredible how fast it's moving.
And it's not just like one industry.
Right, exactly. We're seeing this across the board.
Okay.
Marketing, media, healthcare, even finance.
Yeah. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look. So even though we're looking at like a Google blog post,
Yeah.
this isn't just a Google thing.
It's way bigger than Google.
Right.
This is a massive tech shift.
Okay.
And Google's a part of it, obviously.
But it's like this whole wave.
Exactly. This is a tidal wave of generative AI.
And the companies that are like riding the wave.
They're the ones that are going to come out ahead.
Okay, so like if I'm listening to this
Yeah.
and I'm not like a CEO or anything,
Right.
what does this mean for me?
That's the question.
Like, what's the takeaway?
What do you do with this information?
Yeah, like, should I be worried?
I wouldn't say worried.
Oh,
I'd say excited.
excited.
Yeah. Because if companies are already seeing these results
Yeah.
in just a few months,
It's like, this is so new.
brand new, imagine what's next.
It's kind of a lot to think about.
It is, but in a good way.
Okay, so like, what should I be thinking about?
Well, the potential is huge, right?
Yeah.
So ask yourself this.
Okay.
What problems could you solve
Ooh, I like
with
it.
this technology?
Not just like understanding it.
Right? It's not about the how.
But like, what can I do with it?
Exactly. How can you use it
Wow.
to make things better?
That's a great place to leave it.
I think so.
I think we've done our deep dive for today.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
A lot of really cool stuff.
Exciting times.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Always a pleasure.
And we'll catch you next time.
See you then.